Hello viewers and welcome to this journey on the road to WRC 9 and a look back at some of those key titles in the WRC series as we work our way through the years to modern day, taking in the improvements and considering the ever expanding scale of production like this as the technology has developed. So sit back, strap in, I'll be your co-driver through the automotive gaming world of WRC.
Short for right 3, narrow.
The World Rally Championship is arguably the most challenging racing series on Earth. Crossing the globe with rough and unpredictable terrain, the journey is epic in scale and tests both man and machine to the limit. It is something many of us will never get the chance to experience. The intensity of driving on the edge of adhesion with nothing to protect you but a reliance on your own skill at the wheel.
Right 4 tightens, into left 6, into right 6 tightens, 30. Left 5, very long, 30. Right 3 short and left 3 widens.
Rally games have been around almost as long as gaming itself, with various highlights over the years, but as technology has developed, so the resource required has expanded exponentially. Given the scale, replicating a full WRC season has been extremely challenging, and 2020 represents just the 9th game in the modern series that has attempted to simulate that experience effectively. Now, we'll look back at a few of those titles besides a more detailed breakdown on the recent progress by Nikon and Kylotonn Studio. We'll start off by looking at that journey to WRC 9, the challenges in developing a modern rally game, discovering the passion of development that makes for those details while exploring the latest game before we move on to our full preview. We start this journey in the rugged and open lands of Kenya, this location returning to the WRC calendar this year, and see that transition from WRC 9 right down to one of the first official WRC games, WRC FIA World Rally Championship Arcade on the original PlayStation. And as you can see, we've come a very long way.
Go! Easy right. 100. Flat right into left 6. Into right 5 cut and left 3 open.
The more memorable WRC FIA World Rally Championship arrived in 2001, was developed for PlayStation 2 using cutting-edge technology as an exclusive first-party title for the PlayStation via Evolution Studios. The teams accurately generating stages that could support draw distances far beyond the current standard. However, handling was limited and formed more as a tech demo of things that were to come. With various improvements to WRC 2 Extreme, WRC 3, 4 and WRC Rally Evolved. However, despite the series being much loved among rally fans, its official series concluded, the WRC brand disappearing from gaming for some 5 years before being picked up by Milestone.
1-6, caution, over jump. Into left 2.
Tightens 4, rock out 30. And right 4, don't cut, 30. Left 5 long, tightens 3, short, narrows. Into right 3, medium, tightens 30.
Milestone entered the world of WRC in 2010, resetting the franchise and producing WRC FIA World Rally Championship. The game was enjoyable to play, but lacked the realism and investment to deliver on the vision. It was clear that producing a rally game to a modern standard would be a huge undertaking. WRC 2, released in 2011, built on the original by adding additional stages with improved modelling, while the 2012 release of WRC 3 was a complete relaunch, a re-envisioning and a huge improvement over previous attempts. 2013's WRC 4 built on this again, before yet another change in developer. It was time for Kylotonn to enter the stage.
Into left 5 opens, don't cut, 100. Left 4 short, into right 4 tightens. And left 4 short, tightens and left 4.
Kylotonn were given an almighty challenge, develop one of the most colossal automotive championships in just 1 year an almost impossible task, yet the team rose to that task and built the foundation of the technology that would need to be developed. WRC 5 was the biggest production Kylotonn Studio had ever undertaken, its first time taking on a development of this scale. Having previously come from producing a range of different titles and genres, Kylotonn also provided technical solutions and elements for the automotive industry, working with companies such as Renault. WRC 5 also came at a challenging time during the transition from PS3 and Xbox 360 to PS4 and Xbox One. Transitional hardware and utilising an engine not traditionally used with automotive gaming. This meant developing physics from the ground up, a focus on getting the basic simulation elements across all surfaces, all of the global locations, and developing a wide range of content in miracle time. Another significant challenge was to create an eSports competition worthy of the brand and the fan base. eSports and racing were still not as popular as they are today, but the goal was there to run a championship in parallel with the real rally events, a vision of the future and the foundation for eSports developments to follow.
30, left 1 minus. 4, right 3, short, into, left 2, short, on.
And left 5. And left 4 short into right 5 over crest 30, right 4 50. Right 4 into left 5 long. Caution, junction left into flat right 80. Flat left into right 5.
WRC 6 introduced another one-year development. This gave time to further improve the physics. These enabled more precise driving and the construction of narrower, more realistic stages, along with the introduction of super special stages. Again, building on the WRC eSports and considerable growth with an expanded World Finals competition.
Into right 2, 30. Right 6, 50. Right 4, short, 30, flat right, over crest, and left 4, opens, and left 2, cut.
And caution, flat left, tightens 3 over crest. Into right 3, tighten, 50. Flat left, 80. Hairpin left, 100.
WRC 7 would see a marked progress in quality and a huge leap for the series despite just the usual one-year development cycle. This period included extensive changes to the development team, enabling big steps forward on the creative and artistic elements, an overhaul in the development of stage design, all new physics, and an altogether more ambitious vision for the series, including epic stages up to 15 minutes long. Key improvement was in understanding the philosophy of rally design, not just building a stage but considering the real environment. What is it actually like to be there, and how can that atmosphere be captured? Industry veterans from the world of gameplay development combined with the new unique vision, pushing the production to make everything the best it can be with this new level of detail. WRC 7 put the series back on the map. It made gamers sit up and take notice. WRC was back, and the anticipation for the future of the series would reach a new high.
3, keep in, into right 4, don't cut. Into left 4, over crest, 30, caution, hard brake. Into junction, open hairpin right, cut. And left 5, don't cut.
Right in junction widens. And left 5, keep in for right 6 long, tightens 4, keep in. Hairpin left 100.
WRC 8 was the first title in the modern series to receive 2 years of development, and the use of that time was obvious to see. This included a complete review of the entire production and progress to this point. Again, there was extensive work on improving the physics, while graphics were taken to a new level of excellence, including the introduction of technology that aided in the production of full one-to-one scale environments. This supporting bigger, more ambitious and more realistic stage design. Introducing Argentina, Turkey and Chile all supporting incredible views and vistas. These new stages were combined with the introduction of stunning lighting and volumetric weather effects from the new dynamic weather system, enabling transitions in weather within a stage, surface textures and impact on tyre choice with resulting impact on physics. This added a more detailed driving element along with strategy calls dependent on the expected weather. A significant focus was targeted at an all-new and highly comprehensive career mode, this developing the players as rally drivers and informing on the process behind all aspects of rally. WRC 8 was also the first WRC game to introduce historic rally cars, while the new sliders were added to make options more approachable for players new to WRC. Again, improvements to controller play and the eSports support. Team Championship, revised structure of the eSports Championship, everything took a step forward, breaking new ground, a revolution for Kylotonn.
4,
13.
Right 3, short, into left 2, short, onto right 4,
40.
short, 80, left 3,
Right 3,
WRC 9 is almost upon us, and to take the next steps, feedback from the community and real rally drivers was key. The aim to develop a full simulation means taking feedback from as many opportunities as possible. But above all, drivers are happy that WRC 9 accurately captures the feel of driving. Without any training, real drivers jumped onto WRC 9 and were virtually on the pace of the esports professionals. The driving was intuitive, the tyre physics felt natural, and for the first time in the history of the franchise, there was unanimous support amongst real rally drivers at the progress made. Improving the physics is always ongoing. The physics designers at Kylotonn even going to the extent of testing the real Hyundai 2019 rally car. This aided in getting the feeling of the car, using information from real rally drivers and combining that with the personal experience to quantify the articulation of driving into a realistic model. Understanding the performance of the suspension, brakes and tyres all coming together to provide that feeling of almost floating when drifting through a corner. WRC 9 has seen significant changes to physics, weight transfer and sensation of weight is key. Add to this the effects by weather, track conditions, speed over jumps, even air pressure on the car via aerodynamic parts now calculated. How the car's perform at speed and the impact on the physics model is now factored in. This taking the driving to a whole new level never before accomplished. Community feedback would also help with various gameplay elements, or fixing aspects such as interaction with peripherals, wall riding, which now features increased friction, and various other gameplay elements. Meanwhile, enhancements have been made to the career mode, this providing a more balanced, improved experience. WRC 9 introduces new locations such as Kenya, Japan and New Zealand, along with club mode, custom championships and new historic cars. WRC 9 will also support co-driver mode. This will enable a friend to connect online and read the notes to the driver. The driver and co-driver will also be scored on their proficiency. WRC 9 will add a range of free DLC updates. These will include a new photo mode, new version of Finland Rally, various new cars and other elements. We'll look at all of this in more detail in our upcoming previews. WRC has been on an evolutionary process. For Kylotonn, every iteration adding something new, technical innovation and moving the boundaries. In just 5 games they've developed their technology to incorporate vast one-to-one scale landscapes, dynamic weather and environments, a comprehensive single player mode and esports elements. Now with the new additions we'll see that all move a stage further. So join us on that journey of WRC 9 as we delve deeper into the game and the series in our in-depth previews to follow.